Recording date November 5th, 2024. My name is Cristiana Giacchetti. I'm an Italian artist and I lived in Milan for over 30 years. My work is based on abstract expressionism and is characterized by a wide range of textures. Each of my works carries with it a unique atmosphere and story, thanks to color applications and surface treatments. Three central terms summarize my artistic essence: lyrism, primordiality, and paridolicity. The latter is the mind's tendency to recognize patterns which often lead to optical illusions. My background is not artistic but animistic, in the sense that every experience has led me to surrender to my artistic nature. Before then, I worked in corporate communication as a consultant, but I felt that something was wrong because I was never satisfied. So I started studying coaching and counseling to delve deeper into personal dynamics. I trained in Ericksonian coaching and then in strategic counseling and finally in shamanism through the wabi-sabi approach. Following these studies, I began to help people in their personal evolution. In the meantime, I continued to learn, studying young shadow and alchemy, the ancient science of transmutation. In this way, I understand that what I was missing was inside me, not in the world out there. So I had to find out how to get in touch with that part of me. The road came with the pandemic, during which I started painting to discover myself. The pandemic is over, but the love for art remained. This is how I discovered that I was an artist at heart. When I started my artistic journey, I didn't look at any model. Not because I'm not curious, but because I want to focus on my artistic style. I don't want my style to be defined by what the market wants or what is fashionable. The artistic seed must be protected from external interference. So, my source of inspiration is my inner world, my true essence. The rest is just appearance and surface. Consequently, I would rather speak of family inspiration. As a self-taught person, I was not educated in art. Rather, I was inspired by some figures in my family. On one side, there is my great-grandfather, Cristiana Giacchetti, a painter from central Italy. Even if I don't know him directly, my great-grandfather is a precious gem in the genetics of my soul. I call it the spirit of the artist that he awakened in me. On the other side, there is my father-in-law, Gualtiero Mocenni, the most important living artist in Istria. He sculpted and exhibited all over the world, and he was also self-taught like me. Even though he never trained me, in over 20 years, I learned from him the courage to experiment, a fundamental element of my process. Also, thanks to him, I understand then art is the love of offering oneself to art. So, my family influenced me in my way of being an artist more than in technique. My focus is the soul, or psyche for that psychology, is the essence of every individual, darkness but also light and beauty. My goal is to investigate its language, which is made of images. Some images are romantic, others are brutal, others are vibrant but also scary. Some make you a sound, others make you the sand. The image of the soul cannot be judged with reason, but only contemplated. It's pure emotion, and emotions are not good or bad, but only beauty. In fact, the soul is beauty, and beauty is abnormality. Art, which is image, is the tool to manifest our soul in the world because it does not judge it. Today, being an artist is a heroic challenge. We live in a normalized system that excludes deviance, while art requires nocturnal madness that is contrary to reason. So, to be an artist, you have to accept to descend into your inner hell and from that demoniac dimension, create a work of art. It's enough to drive you crazy, yet, this is the price to pay to restore beauty to the world, because it's in the dimension of madness that the divine speaks to you. The artist must have the courage to follow the divine vision, not a system of power. Yet today it's the market that decides what art is, and this is not a good thing. Art must be protected from the logic of profit because in the past it had a different utility from business. For example, in ancient times, art was the discipline that concerned beauty, and therefore the only one that could nourish the soul of the individual and the soul of the world. The implications are significant. A nourished soul has no need to claim or envy. So, if all the souls in the world were nourished by art, the universe would be in harmony. This does not mean that the artist should not be paid for art. On the contrary, because the value of his gesture has a superior utility in terms of experience. The work connects to the spirit of every human being. So, the mission of art is to create harmony in the universe. If I could give advice to my younger self, I would invite her to accept the dark side. In the end, I became an artist when I started to dialogue with it. At a certain point, I understand that suffering was the manifestation of my inner world. It wanted attention, not to conquer the pain, but to welcome it. Art was a way to dialogue these dark states of mind and give them a form. So, art is a therapy of form. This made me understand how much beauty there is in a discomfort that the mind judges as ugly. For example, would a poet be a poet without his suffering? No. For a poet, suffering is a source of inspiration for his poetics. The same goes for the artist. Every work of art is ultimately the sublimation of an artistic pathology, just as the pearl is the disease of the shell. My artistic style is pure exploration and experimentation. So, more than technique or medium, I'm interested in the dimension of the fight. The work must manifest my inner fight. My works express this tension, the fight between who I am and who I think I am. In fact, the most difficult moment when I create is to empty my mind and not let my will decide. Each work is an act of faith in the image that is realized on the canvas. Although I do not follow rules, my process and my style are very clear. Many of my paintings are born from the ancestral nature of the gesture that holds the poetic movements of the soul. The observer recreates through an optical illusion an image revealed by what the philosopher Plotinus called spiritual sensorium. The eye goes beyond the appearances of the form and captures the image that the soul reflects in the painting. Therefore, my works are mirrors in which I see myself and the observer is reflected. For me, art is a practice of meditation. When I paint, I immerse myself in my inner world beyond reason. This inner journey manifests itself throughout the work and tell of an emotional state. Sometimes they need silence, in other cases to be accompanied by religious music, such as the composition of the mystic Hildegard of Bingen. The important thing is the journey. When I won the first prize at GM Mostra in the collective exhibition Naples in March, the jury that awarded the prize compared my style to the artist Burri, a sacred monster of contemporary art. The commission said that my work, like Burri's, was intense and material. It moved something inside the human soul, I was told. I hope that people get an aesthetic reaction from my artwork. I want an intense relationship made of surprise, wonder, but also discomfort. It doesn't matter if the reaction is good or bad, but I love the dimension of intensity. I hope my future projects will be full of challenges. I'm currently planning a solo exhibition in Milan at the Gallery Bar and another in Portugal at Pais Gallery, where I will also have many group exhibitions. Then a virtual solo exhibition wanted by the Sino-Italian Design Center, which chose me as an Italian artist for the China's market. And I will be at the Art Fair in Luxembourg with Gallery Ellington. I also have a project in the works entitled Unbroken, in collaboration with the artist Elena Pazzaia on talismanic art. For the rest, I will let the universe decide. For the evolution of my path, I invite viewers to follow me on my Instagram page at cg underscore artesofia. I thank everyone who has followed me and especially Stan for the opportunity it gave me to tell my story.